Today I am at the Marion Lake Campground and Recreation Area, which is located in Michigan's Upper Peninsula to the west of Watersmeet, just a short drive north on Highway 2. The Marion Lake Campground is actually a really nice campground. I was pretty impressed when I was here. In fact, I lingered here for quite a while. I did not stay the night here, but I was at this campground for a couple hours just walking around and enjoying the campground. It's tucked away in the woods pretty good. You feel super remote, and all of these campsites here are pretty separated from one another, some of them with quite a bit of distance from the next nearest campsite, and you don't even realize that there's other people here. There were only probably 2 or 3 other campers that were staying at this campground when I visited, and it is late September, so that's not a huge surprise. But just look, this whole campsite is just massive, and most of the campsites here are. And you could easily back in a trailer or even pull an RV right through some of these campsites. You're going to feel like you're wasting a campsite if you're just coming here with a small tent. Or like I do, I'm usually just sleeping in the back of my vehicle, and it's a huge site for someone that doesn't have a pretty big rig. Most of the campsites butt right up to Marion Lake and have a really excellent view of the sunset. And while I was here, again, it's late September, but there weren't any bugs flying around. I really didn't have any issues with mosquitoes or biting flies. And during this visit to the UP, I did have that issue at some of the campsites. There are 37 campsites here to choose from at the lake, including a large group site that I'll visit last here. The campsites typically cost $16 a night, and that's during the regular season for camping. You'll want to check out the website before you come here because certain times of the year, it's absolutely free to stay at this campground. The campground has 5 vault toilets scattered throughout the 3 different loops that the campground sits on, and each loop also has a hand pump for water, and centrally located is a spigot, so you don't even have to pump the water. You just push the little lever and water comes out. You can see here from this campsite, it is an excellent view of the lake. The only downfall to the way the campsite is situated is the wind from the lake comes right up into the site. And I could see where it's probably pretty chilly if you're here too early in the spring or too late in the fall. Here's one of the campsites that somebody has reserved and is staying at, but there's nobody there right now. I'm going to keep moving on. I'm not going to disturb a campsite. Let's keep walking around the loop here. It's just crazy how big some of these campsites are. You feel like you're just going down a 2-track tucked in the middle of the woods, and that's an actual campsite. It's so deep down there that if there were people staying at it, you wouldn't even know. I'll just keep going through the campground here, and we're going to check out more of the sites along the way. This is one of two of the boat launches here at the campground. There's one on both the east and west side of the campground. The lake is about 317 acres big, and it has quite an opportunity for catching some different species out here. Aside from your typical panfish and smallmouth bass, the lake also has walleye, northern pike, rock bass, and perch in it. So like I said, you definitely have an opportunity to catch all kinds of different fish while you're fishing out here on the lake. It looks like a nice, quiet, peaceful lake to go out on with a canoe or kayak, but with that boat launch being there and available, it'll be an easy way to get out there with your bass boat and catch yourself some fish. Before I took off from the campground, I took a seat here at the group campsite. And you can see this is actually a really large group site that you can reserve. I believe it was $75 or $76 a night for the group site. And I'm having myself a peanut butter and jelly sandwich. I'm not a huge fan, but it's definitely easy to keep in your vehicle as you're traveling around like this. I'm going to stop the music and I'm going to stop talking. And I'm going to turn up the volume and just let you listen to how quiet this campground is.